Today we're speaking with Rob Erickson, head coach of the Lady Braves, your sixth season upcoming coach, if you can believe that. And the Lady Braves going to be opening up this weekend in Green River on Friday. Haven't played the Wolves in a couple of years, but as many kids that are coming back for your girls this year, seems like there's a lot of questions. Do you feel like I'm correct in asking that?
Yeah, there's we right now feel we are further ahead than we were last year with the two seniors, just because we had so much involvement with young kids last year. We had a great summer, 15 games. We competed with some very large Idaho schools, the 4 and 5A schools, and Utah also at the Weber camp. So, really our difficulty right now is finding that balance as a team, because I think we have both the inside and the outside presence this year. And last year we relied on the outside a little more, Shea Schwab and Savannah, but I think we're more balanced this year.
Let's talk about that a little bit and how you expect the girls to develop, because it's not like the old days where you don't see them for 6 months or 5 months. You've had some interaction with them, obviously, over the course of the quote-unquote off-season. But this is a year where you're asking these girls, especially the girls who played a lot of varsity minutes as underclassmen, to take that next step up this year, correct?
Absolutely. We're expecting a lot of leadership out of some young kids. It's not the off season; it's our improvement season. That's the way we see it, is our improvement season. And we've watched some young kids develop over the summer. Some really exciting things happened. Kennedy Jenkins established herself as a true back to the basket type post player, and we haven't had one of those in a long time.
Well, let's start right there. Kennedy Jenkins, one of the super softs. We called them the Baby Braves last year. We'll use alliteration again this year. Not to take anything away from the rest of the girls, but you got this sophomore group that is as high on potential as any group we've had in a long, long time. Talk about Kennedy Jenkins. She didn't play a ton of games last season. I think 7 games. She came in here and there, but you could see at the JV level as a freshman, you thought if she catches up to her to where she's developed physically, she's going to be a force. And you're saying you're seeing those types of flashes.
We're seeing those moments, in our tryouts this week especially. She is a strong player. We love having her in the paint, and she is doing a fabulous job of getting herself open, flashing to the ball, and then she finishes well. Yeah,
she's very strong. Actually, I saw a couple of matches in volleyball this season where it looked like she'd taken that next step as a sophomore. And now another girl, that, at least from the little bit of practice I watched, another girl that is going to figure into your low post game is Riley Burmester, correct?
Absolutely. Riley, probably the most athletic girl in the program right now. Just raw athletic. She's still raw as far as her basketball skills. She's having a hard time adjusting to the basketball, volleyball. She still wants to bat the ball down. That volleyball thing kills us sometimes that way. But, as far as pure athleticism, her potential is unreal. And we'd like to see her play more as kind of like my daughter did, Lexi, with kind of an outside-in presence, a slasher, let her use her quickness, not so much post up back to the basket.
I think that's a pretty good comparison. And then you got girls like Shayla Patterson, who played in all 28 games last year. She'll play some minutes down there as well, I assume.
Absolutely, and she's strong. We wish she was a little bit taller for her post play, but she's strong. She definitely stops any kind of penetration in the paint. We're expecting some great things from Shayla.
Now, what this does, Coach, what this tells me a little bit is where you got this development in these other players and girls coming back like Shayla. Now you've got a girl like Morgan Dana, who was forced to maybe play a little bit out of position last year, where you basically asked her to play the quote-unquote power forward role. What does that do for Morgan coming into this season?
It frees her up. We asked our girls, specifically our big gals, to work on some perimeter shots, that 12, 18 foot, and Morgan's done a pretty good job of that. She's shooting better. It's going to allow Morgan not to have to stay right there on the box. Let her. Her most successful scoring came with backdoors and slashes to the baskets also. So I think we're going to be able to let her find her strengths a little bit, not so much out of position. Maybe last year where she was forced to play something that it was new and maybe not to her strengths.
Which brings us to the guards, which I'm surprised we didn't start there, because it really feels like you have a buzzsaw line, at least a potential at guard. You talked about Savannah coming back. She's your leading returning scorer, hit 34% from the three-point line last year as a freshman. One of those rare players that gets a lot of playing time as a freshman and steps up to it. Then you got Kennedy Brogue, who I thought was playing her best ball at the end of last season, and a girl like Lindy Moore, and some others as well. But those guards in particular coming back, they have a lot of potential.
They do, and buzzsaw is the right word, Dal, because if we finally figured out our run and jump press. I thought of Mountain View at State last year in that Saturday game or Friday game.
Which was a quality win. They had beaten us, and so yeah, quality win.
So they come back knowing what to do, how it works. The rotations are not new. We're excited to see those three play in in the trio that they make up, and they're athletic. They are so athletic. And you mentioned Savannah's 34% from the three-point line, but Kennedy Brogue outshot her in our summer season. Kennedy has turned into a streak shooter that can hit threes, and she's gotten much more consistent than we saw out of last year's play. And Lindy again, she dribble penetrates, she's hustle, she's going to be one of those we count on in that run and jump press.
Coach, anybody we haven't talked about that maybe is developing into somebody that when we watch this game this Friday, and of course folks can watch it on the Independent website this weekend, this Friday at 5:30. But anybody that we haven't touched on that they're going to that they might say, hey, they didn't talk about her at all.
With quarters and the way the girls, our number's a little bit low, you may see all 13 girls in varsity quarters just because we're using up the 6-quarter rule. Riley Hatterley has had a spectacular tryout. If there is a most improved at this point, she would win that award. She's shot well, she's more physical. She's been a pleasant surprise. So there's one more. Sadie Holcomb has also played a solid game. She's been shooting well from the perimeter. All the girls have been look to be a little more aggressive at shooting and driving this year than we've had in the past. Like I said, right now our focus as a team is to find that balance inside and out. I don't want to live outside, but we are definitely capable of dropping some bombs this year.
Fantastic. And of course, going up against a 4A team in Green River, it's going to be a grinded out, first to 40 kind of game, at least on paper. Hopefully you guys can make me look stupid.
Well, I hope we get to 40 frequently and fast this year is what I hope. I hope we're a little more explosive. Last year we struggled to score at times, and I think we have enough players that we can spread that out and get some points on the board.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this Friday, and we'll see you out there.
All right. Thanks, Dal.